Okay, so I was supposed to record this video a few days back, but I thought why not do this after the Leeds game. And in case you didn't watch my live stream, we did win 1-0, or if you didn't see the score, we did win 1-0, which was kind of a redeeming factor for Potter, but not so much considering the last few matches were really bad, especially the Southampton and the Tottenham game. But yeah, as the title says, I'm here to analyze the problem that is at Chelsea. So hey everyone, what's going on? My name is Rage Syndicate, and today I will be going through the different problems that I think personally are at Chelsea Football Club. If if you are a Chelsea fan, if you're not a Chelsea fan, even if you're a rival fan and don't care about Chelsea at all, you can still add in the comment section what do you think is wrong with Chelsea. And if you just like crib with basic excuses, saying that yeah, they spend a lot of money and oh they have like rich American owners who doesn't even know how football or soccer works. Well, other than those excuses, you can just give any other reason. And yeah, I will go through basically what I think are the problems and how Chelsea can improve upon those problems. So the first problem I did think, and I did address this just a while back, is that the summer that we spent, and especially like this season, obviously it was under new management with the same manager at least for 1 month. We did have new management. There was no more Abramovich. We were under the management of Todd Bowley. It was a Todd Bowley era which was going to start. And yeah, we were looking for uh, interesting players. Like we were looking for Rafinha, we were looking for Jules Koundé, we were even looking somewhat for Robert Lewandowski. Not so much. Initially, we did have a lot of interest, but it just died down later on. But yeah, we did try searching for those players, but obviously Barca, they snatched them. And yeah, we did end up with Raheem Sterling, Wesley Fofana. Then who else did we end up with? Kalidou Koulibaly as well. Even Rudiger left the club, and Kalidou Koulibaly replaced him instead. It was all looking good. Preseason wasn't looking so good actually. I'm sorry for saying that it was looking so good. Preseason wasn't that good. Okay, we won the first match narrowly. That too, it was an 83rd minute Mount winner. I don't remember which team we beat. I think it was some Mexican team. Please let me know if you remember the name of the team. And I think the second match we lost on penalties against, I think, Charlotte FC, some American team. I remember that because Gallagher missed a penalty. He was trying to do Panenka, but he missed really bad. And yeah, the match after that was that 4-0 Arsenal win, which I mean we lost 4-0. Sorry, we lost 4-0 against Arsenal, which was pretty bad. It was really bad. But Arsenal were also playing really well as well, and they did prove it. They did bring their preseason form into the Premier League as well, and now that's why they are on top of the table. But obviously, if you see that, yeah, we did try buying a lot of players around the time we lost against Arsenal. Bowley thought that yeah, I think Thomas Tuchel is not the correct man for the job, and maybe that's why he removed him. uh, I think just about a month after the season started, which was quite sad. And to be honest, for me, I was really surprised. I knew you were on a bad run of games, but to sack Tuchel, the man who won you the Champions League, and the season after that, like when we were under sanctions and all, it wasn't that bad a season. People consider it to be a really bad season for us, but we reached the FA Cup final, we reached the League Cup final, we almost knocked Real Madrid out of the quarterfinals. We did come back against them in the second leg, but obviously that Modric assist and the Rodrigo goal, and then Benzema scoring in extra time, and they ended up being champions of Europe, being the comeback kings and all. But we almost did knock them out, and we also ended up third in the league. So that even despite not winning any trophies, like if you don't count the Club World Cup and the UEFA Super Cup, it was quite a decent season for us. I mean, yeah, Chelsea fans will say, "Oh, you did not win it. We did not win a trophy. We went trophyless, except for the Club World Cup and the Super Cup. We did not win anything." But yeah, you always that's basically what has happened under Roman Abramovich. He hires and fires managers, but we do win silverware. We have been pretty successful in these past 15 to 20 years. But it's not always about the trophies. Sometimes it's about staying consistent, staying stable as a club, and these things that we did not want happening ended up happening this season under new management, new manager as well, with Potter coming in. Initially, he did do well. He kind of stabilized what Tuchel had left. I mean, obviously the players weren't trustworthy in Tuchel. They didn't have faith in him as much as what they had maybe like this last season or the season before that. But yeah, under Potter, they looked quite stable. They were doing well. Then the Brighton result happened, where we lost 4-1. We were completely humiliated, and there was no excuse for that. And in my opinion, ever since that Brighton game, we haven't been the same. Let's be honest. That Brighton game was kind of like a nail in the coffin. We were somewhat surviving in the matches before that. I think a couple of matches before that we were like looking a bit shaky, but Kepa was like pulling off save after save after save, and he was just saving us. He literally kept clean sheets by himself. But yeah, eventually that Brighton result did happen, and we did lose 4-1, which was a pretty horrible result. Let's be honest. And just from there, it has just been horrible. I think other than this Leeds game that we just won 1-0, we have won 2 of the last 13 games, I guess. I mean, even under Lampard, our form wasn't this bad. And I don't blame Potter completely. Okay, sometimes his tactics, they look like something I would do in Football Manager or even in FIFA. But you can't always blame the manager. Like, okay, the manager is an easy target. Yeah, you can blame him. He's the one who sets up the team. He's the one who picks the players, and he's the one who decides the strategies and the formations. But if you can't score a goal, if a team can't score a goal, how do you blame it on the manager? You're able to create chances, but you're not able to score goals. Who do you blame it on? Do you blame it on the players, or do you blame it on the managers? Now, during the live stream, I was mentioning how Joao Felix, again, he hit the crossbar in the Leeds match, and how he was able to manage to do the same in the Southampton game as well as in the Dortmund game. Like, can you blame Potter for this? How can you blame Potter for Joao Felix hitting the crossbar? Unless Potter is telling him purposely to hit the crossbar all the time. Yeah, just do a crossbar challenge. Don't just fuck the match. Just do a crossbar challenge instead. Obviously, Potter wouldn't want that. He would want to win. He would want his team to win. He would want his team to perform better for his sake as well. Obviously for the fans' sake, he would do it. For his sake as well. For the management's sake as well. So yeah, I mean, you can blame the manager, but don't blame the manager so much that you started sending death threats to him. Which brings me to my other point, that I think just last week, I don't know if it was this current week or it was before the Tottenham game, or if it was after the Tottenham game, but Graham Potter was receiving death threats, which is wild, which is absurd. There have been victims of death threats before. I remember incidents not related to Chelsea. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was receiving death threats as well. I'm not sure. I might be completely wrong. But I remember there was someone. It may have been a player or it may have been a manager. Mostly a manager who was receiving these death threats. And like, to what level do you sink to reach that level? Like, how do you threaten the life of a human being. I mean, he is a human being at the end of the day, and how do you threaten the life of someone like that who is trying to do better? But yeah, obviously many people have covered this topic, so I won't go much into depth into it, and this is not the focus of the topic. The focus of the topic is the problem at Chelsea. So the first problem that I mentioned is new management, and under new management comes new manager, new players as well. Second, I will kind of extend the first point as well. The second point basically I wanted to talk about is the amount of players that we have bought. Now, this season the Premier League has gone wild. They have, like, you see clubs like Nottingham Forest, then maybe if you like give it a shout, probably like other clubs like Fulham, Arsenal, not Arsenal, sorry, probably Bournemouth. These clubs have bought like crazy, especially Nottingham Forest. I think in the summer alone they bought like 22 players, which is like two starting lineups. And Chelsea did the same thing. They, in the summer, they bought about 5 to 6 players, which was quite a bit considering that we had done the same a couple of years back. I think in the 2020-21 season when we were under Lampard and Tuchel joined mid-season after Lampard was sacked. I think we bought players like Havertz, Werner, Thiago Silva, Ben Chilwell, Edouard Mendy, and even Hakim Ziyech. So there were like 6 players we bought. I think maybe a few more, a couple more. I can't remember their names now. But yeah, obviously if you buy so many players, that's like more than half a starting lineup. That's like 7 or 8 players. That's more than half a starting lineup. And people expect that when you buy so many players, they expect that they will instantly gel, they will instantly start performing better. It's like instant success. It's not like that. If you actually apply your brains and you stop being on Twitter for once, you will actually realize that spending so much money doesn't mean instant success. It is a gradual process. It's a slow process. You're investing in young talent. Young talent are not just like not everyone is Mbappe or Haaland or even Pedri for that matter. The young players, they will take time. And the problem with media nowadays and even the fans nowadays is that they put too much pressure on young people just because they think that, oh, this guy's not Mbappe, this guy's not Haaland, this guy's not Pedri, this guy's not Gavi. Yeah, so these guys should also play the same. And when they don't play the same, they're like, oh, this guy's shit. Maybe we should just stop rating him anymore. When he's like hardly 21 or 22 years old, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, where have your brains fallen off? Like, just pick them up. Or maybe if you can't find them, then don't comment about such stupid things. Just keep your opinions to yourself. Well, I mean, sorry if that was quite a bit of rant, but it was a rant, but it is how it is, sadly. So yeah, anyways, I was talking about Chelsea buying so many players a couple of seasons ago as well. They did the same this season, especially even in January. That was like the main talking point. They, I think, spent a total of 600 million pounds, or was it euros? I'm not sure. Maybe it was pounds. 600 million pounds in this whole 2022-23 season, which is mind-boggling, which is actually crazy. It shows, like, it does show one side that, yeah, this new management, they are ambitious, but at the same time you should also think of the players that they have bought. Now, okay, you have bought defensive reinforcements, you have bought attacking reinforcements, you have bought midfield reinforcements, like, okay, for aging players like Kante, Jorginho who left, then there are players like Pulisic, maybe Thiago Silva in a few years, maybe he might retire. Players like Pulisic as well, and Ziyech, who are kind of in their prime. They're not like in their 30s or something. They're still in their 20s. They're still young enough to play, but they're just not up to the levels. They're not just performing up to the levels, or they just get injured very easily. So yeah, there are reinforcements bought there, but where are the other reinforcements? Where are the strikers? You have not bought a single striker. Okay, you bought Aubameyang. What is he doing on the bench then? Why don't you play him instead of Havertz? Havertz is not even a striker. Havertz is he's like a cam, or he's like a false nine. He should be playing behind Aubameyang, not in Aubameyang's position. So that's another problem. I think maybe Potter is not selecting him because Aubameyang must not be performing or something. But when you have a striker, okay, Armando Broja is an option, but he's injured. He's out for the rest of the season. Aubameyang is literally our only option. Okay, there's David Datro Fofana as well, but he's not that experienced that he could be starting every game. I think right now Potter thinks the only option is Havertz, since Aubameyang maybe doesn't have the right attitude. David Datro Fofana, he's not as experienced as people think he is. And I think we're just stuck with Havertz for the rest of the season. Nkunku is going to come next season. But I don't think he'll play the role of striker. He might play behind the striker, or he might play striker as well. I won't be surprised if he does. So yeah, these are the two main points I wanted to talk about. And third, which is another important point. And now this third point is not so valid. But when we were actually in a crisis, that was when we had a lot of injuries. You had Reece James out, you had Ben Chilwell out, you had Dennis Zakaria out, you had Wesley Fofana out, you had who else? You had Pulisic out, which doesn't make much of a difference. Then you had a few other players out. You had like 7 or 8 players out. Maybe 90% of them are starting for Chelsea. How do you expect to play a B team and then get victories? Like, I know Graham Potter can't help it. He can't help if the player, he can't help if he doesn't have the players at his disposal, and if he's not able to play his proper starting 11. I think that's why maybe he bought so many players in January, just to bolster the attack. Or maybe it wasn't Potter, it was more like Bowley who bought all those players. But we had all these injuries and we suffered because of it. We had James out, we had Chilwell out. So those are like our fullbacks out, and Chelsea fullbacks or even wing backs, you know how crucial they are. If you're a Chelsea fan, you just know how crucial those two are to our team. And it was just showing. We were losing against Brighton, losing against Newcastle, losing against the likes of Tottenham. We lost against Tottenham, but we did have James at that time. We were losing easy matches. Like, we could have got 3 points against. Okay, Newcastle wasn't so easy because at that time they were actually playing really well. Now they've just dropped in form. But if you see, even the City match was winnable. But you did not have the required players, and you had Kepa in goal instead of Mendy. Like, the main reason why City won that game in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge was because of Kepa. If that guy just knew how to goal keep properly, seriously, that guy has been pissing me off for the last 4 years. And yeah, so I think basically these 3 points, one being new management, new manager, just new staff, complete revamp. Second is the amount of players that we have bought this season, and the third is the injury crisis that we had. So I think these 3 points are the main reasons why we weren't able to perform properly, or we weren't able to get the wins that we needed. We were either drawing or losing. We weren't able to get any wins at all. So yeah, I think these three are the main problems at Chelsea this season. And for a solution, people are saying Potter out. Maybe some fans might change their opinions. They not change their opinions, they just stay quiet after the Leeds win. But I don't think they'll still be Potter in. I think they won't change their decision so soon. Maybe on Tuesday against Dortmund, if we manage to win that clash somehow. People, like rival fans, are thinking that we will win against Dortmund easily, but I don't think it's that easy, because Dortmund are actually playing really well. They are top of the Bundesliga right now. I mean, Bayern are yet to play, but as of now, Dortmund are top of the Bundesliga with 3 points clear. If Bayern don't win, if Bayern lose basically, and okay, we do have home advantage, but okay, we are not scoring goals. Literally, Wesley Fofana is scoring for us. This is like the height of us not having a proper attack or having attackers who can actually score. But let's see. Let's hope for the best. I think the only solution is stick with Potter till the end of the season. And I know many people who are like actually have a brain and have some intelligence. They're saying keep Potter till the end of the season. And I support them because see, if you go Potter out, and actually Potter goes out, who are you going to replace him with? And even if you say people like okay, Pochettino, Zidane, Mourinho, are they actually going to come? They're going to look at that mess, that 500 million mess that Potter has left with, and they're going to be like, no, I'm not doing this right now. Maybe next season, but I'm not doing this right now. So you have to Potter in for this season, at least for the rest of this season. I mean, this season is already over for us. I don't think we're winning anything. I mean, we are out of the FA Cup, we are out of Carabao Cup, we are literally out of the title. We have been out of the title race since game week 12. Even before the World Cup, we have been out of the title race. So that's it. I think Champions League was the only hope that we had, but it's looking less and less likelier now. If we somehow do manage to win it like how we did in 2021, I'll be majorly surprised. But I highly doubt we do it. So yeah, the main solution is to keep Potter. Trust in the process till this season at least. Okay, if he doesn't perform next season as well, if he's performing as crap as he still is next season, then yeah, definitely kick him out. He doesn't deserve to stay. He doesn't deserve a place. But yeah, for this season, at least for this season, and at least keep Potter. And yeah, I think even the Chelsea board, they're trying to create a fan advisory board as well. I think they did it on Wednesday, which was like 1st of March. So it's a good step. I think they should ask for advice from the fans. So, like they should consult with the fans, and they should get their opinions as well. Basically what many of the German clubs do, what some of the Italian clubs do as well. So in my opinion, it's actually a really good decision that they have taken up, and I hope that they actually take this fan advisory board seriously and not just fun and games like okay, they're just fans, what do they know? So yeah, I think that should be it for this video. I think these are the problems, this is what the solution could be, and hopefully let's hope for the best against the Dortmund game. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you liked it, if you can like, share, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I will not force you to. And yeah, I think that's it from me. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.